All right, watch out. Oh, hold on. Let me just do something here for a second. Can't do that. All right. Okay, let's try that one more time. So today we are going to be doing what's called a site plan. So you have a building. It's a beautiful building, and we need a place to put it. So I'm going to give you the actual property and show you how to do that. This is a pretty good example right here. There'll be a property line, where the property is, and it'll look something like that. And then, your building will be on top of that. And then there'll be other stuff on top of there, things like driveways and walkways and maybe planting and anything that happens to go on the piece of land. There's a whole process of doing that in Revit, and we're going to kind of do that today. And it's probably going to take us like a week to do this one. This should be the second to last Revit assignment. Okay, so I don't know, here's a couple more pictures here. They do them nice and graphic-y and stuff like that, but this one obviously would be more commercial since there's a parking lot. There's a property line. See the property line right there? It's kind of like a long and dash and long dash kind of thing there. And then you have, your parking lot and the building, in this case, the tennis court. Now this one's a little more, like I have a design idea. This is not as technical as the one we're going to do, but it's more graphically pleasing. And then this would be, presented to the client, and they would say, oh no, the tennis court has to be over here because, and stuff like that. All right. That would be like a little on the low budget side. This would be if you guys were maybe in 6th grade, I'd be doing something like this with you. So, it's got a property line, a real basic square, and then it's got a house on it and stuff. And it's got some trees and I don't know, whatever that is. So a little on the simplistic side. All right. Yeah, it's probably more like what ours is going to look like, except maybe a little more complicated. All right. So the first step, a little odd. I'm not going to ask you to open up Revit to start. I'm going to ask you to open up AutoCAD. We'll be using AutoCAD toward the end of the year. It's another software. It just so happens it holds something that we want. So we're going to open up AutoCAD. It's going to take a little bit to open and probably give you a bunch of pop-ups because it's the first time you've opened it. But that'll be good. It'll be out of the way then. We're not going to really modify the thing you're going to open. We're just going to open it up. Yours will look a little different than mine, but not too much different. It's going to look, the screen will look something like this, and just go into the top up here, and you're going to go ahead and open drawing. And here we go. You're going to go to the X drive, labs, brown, read only, and intro. And at the bottom, I think, there should be a file called Site Plan AutoCAD Revit Demo. That thing right there. Go ahead and open it. Once it's open, not that open. It should look something like this. You can just just like you normally do in Revit, just window it in and kind of make it big, so you can see everything. And then go ahead and slide that over to the other screen. And you can maximize it, and then open up Revit. Now, if you've opened up Revit already and your model is open, I need you to close it. There's a reason, okay? Your model should not be open. Jeepers. So again, if your model is open like this, again, there's a reason why I can't have you have the model open. I need you to just go File and Close, okay? So Revit will still be open. It's just the model's completely closed. And then I need you to just open up a brand new model. So you're going to go File, New. You're going to use the architectural template and hit OK. And you will be ready for my demo, right? So again, opening up AutoCAD first, right? And then opening that file, that site plan AutoCAD to Revit demo drawing. plopping it on the other side, and then having your Revit open on your primary screen. Again, that AutoCAD drawing, if it says it's read only, that's fine. Just hit open. It's okay. It is read only because you can't do anything with it. So again, if they ask you to open up a read only file, just say okie dokie. If you're having trouble finding the AutoCAD file, just raise your hand. I'll help you out. Oh, because you have a template drawing. Anybody else having trouble finding that AutoCAD drawing? You kind of have to have it or else it doesn't really work very well here. Yeah, you got the same thing here as drawing file there. Anybody else having trouble finding that AutoCAD file? Okay, you guys are quiet, so I'm assuming that everybody's got it. All right, watch out. Before we start, I need to explain something here. So you guys all north, south, east, and west, right? So if I was to draw, a north arrow, and that's north, then this would be south, right? And if I went this way, we have east this way, and we have west this way, right? You all know that, like from probably when you were 2 years old. All right, so the way we do our compass, can you guys not see that? Oh, okay. Crap, I hate when it does that. Let's see. Let me get out and get back in again. My classroom control software does not like my camera. Let's try this again. I'll try to keep it small. Maybe that'll work. Let's try this. Let's see if it works. Oh, you know what? I have to get out. That's why. Boy, it really doesn't like it. Okay, fine. Task manager. Jeepers. Okay. Let me try that again. Show and show. Can you see that? Okay. I'm going to move my finger across here and it's going to lag. Oh boy, it's not even getting close to being good, huh? Yeah, I know. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna do this differently. It doesn't like it. All right. Too funny. All right, I'm gonna do this a different way because obviously the camera and my oh my God, my classic control software are not happy with each other. I know I can do this a different way. God, come on now. Sorry, almost. There it goes. Okay. I'm going to try this a different way because that was terrible. Okay. Show and show. Okay. Y'all can see that part, right? I'm just going to do this graphically here instead of using my thing there. If I have a north arrow, and north, sorry, this is why I don't want to do it this way. And north is here, right? Then south would be here. You guys can all see that, right? Okay. And if I drew another line like this, then, and I went to my text, and that would be what? It would be east, right? So that means this over here would be west. Whoops. Stop it. Over here would be west. So the way they do compass orientation, watch this, is they go northeast, northwest, or they go southeast or southwest. Does that make sense? Now, there are other ways to do this, but I'm going to give you a way. All right. And that's what I'm showing you today. So we can go no more than 90 degrees, right? Going this way from south to west until I run into northwest. Does that make sense? And I can go no more than 90 degrees this way, going northeast, because if I go any more than that, then I run into the southeast section. Okay. The reason I'm telling you that is because, let me delete all this down. You have, I'm going to move this over here. You have these pieces of information, we'll call them. This line is going north 3 degrees and 15 minutes west, and it's 115 feet. The way they do these, let me give you another one here. This is 8 degrees and 30 minutes. So the way they do these is they do them in degrees, minutes, and seconds. Have you guys ever done that before? Where they do like a direction, like if you're going a certain direction, you can go at an angle, right? Go 3 degrees that way or 4 degrees that way. Degrees are divided up into increments. And it's not decimal increments. It's not like 3.24 degrees. That's not what they do. They do it like a clock. How many minutes are in an hour? 60. Think of a degree as an hour, okay? Each degree has 60 minutes. Each minute has a certain amount of seconds. How many seconds are in a minute? 60. So then they would be dividing the minute into seconds. Now on mine, I'm not giving you any seconds. We're not getting that precise. So they might give you a compass direction saying I'm going 13 degrees, 14 minutes, and 19 seconds. And it would be a partial degree. And the degree is split up just like an hour. Like when I look at the clock, it's 7:56 and 35 seconds. Right? That's the increment. I wouldn't go, it's 7.825 o'clock. And that's exactly the way they do these. You need to know that because that's the data, the way they're going to ask you to put it in. Okay. All right. So knowing that, we're going to start on this bottom corner of the property line right here. And we're going to create a property line in Revit to match this one. And we're going to, again, starting on the corner here, we're going to do this one first. And then we're going to do this one. And then we're going to do this one. And so on. And so on. And so on. Okay. You want to kind of pay attention. I'm going to go through the whole thing and then have you do it. And then somebody will mess up. I guarantee it. And then I will show you how to fix it. Okay. So that said, let's go ahead and do this. All right. So let me make this bigger. And so you can see it. Okay. Starting with, you ready? We're going to go to, I'm going to go to the site view. The site view. The other thing I'd like you to do before we start this, go to the site view. Could you just move the elevation markers out a little bit? Just kind of like this. I already know it's going to be big. It'll help me kind of keep this thing under control a little bit because the site's pretty big. It's a lot bigger than the house. So if we just make it farther out, it'll make it easier for us to pop it in the middle. Does that make sense? And then ignore these things right here. These little guys, I'll explain those later. They have to do with site plans. All right, so let's do that. Go to the site plan and then just kind of pull those little guys out a little bit. You can leave the scale at 1 inch is 20 feet. That'd be about right. It's probably about what we'll do. And then we'll do this. All right. So site view on your browser, and then just move those things out. Yep. Sit at the station next to you and just log into that one. Yep. Well, they're not using time. I'm just using that as a analogy for the way they split up angles. So like when you have a degree, like 3 degrees, 4 degrees, 5 degrees, between 3 and 4 degrees, right? There's a division, right? And a decimal, if you will, like 3.24 degrees, right? 3.5 degrees, but they don't say 3.5 degrees. They say 3 degrees and 30 minutes. Yep. And then the seconds would be a further decimal down. So the degree is split up into minutes and the minutes are split up into seconds, just like the clock. Yeah, sorry, that was maybe a little unclear. Okay, let me do the demo. You'll be up by then, Dean, and then I'll help you get started. All right, watch out. Okay, here we go. We are gonna go. So again, I'm starting on this kind of bottom one right here. The north 3 degrees, 15 minutes west at 115 feet. I'm going to go to massing and site. And we are going to create a property line. They're going to give us 2 choices. We can either sketch it, which we're not going to do, or we're going to enter with distances and berries. This is pretty much the way they almost always do it. Usually the civil engineer will give these points to the architect or the person making this plan. And this little box comes up and we are ready to roll. What is the distance? The distance is 115 feet. So I'm going to go 115. And then it says north 3 degrees, 15 minutes west. North, that's good. Notice there's a little kind of north-south thing there. So north is good. And see how we have the degrees, the minutes, and the seconds. So in our case, we just have 3 degrees and 15 minutes. Seconds are not in play here. So I'm going to go 3 space bar 15. And then what happens is, see how it converted it there? Kind of like we do feet and inches in Revit. And then this is going to be a what? A west? And we're good. Double check it. 115 north, 3 degrees, 15 minutes west. That looks good. I'm going to insert. And I'm going to go to the next line. So I'm going to pull this over because some people will watch this. So I'm going to the next line, which is this one right here. 8 degrees, 30 minutes, east, 140 feet 1.3 inches. So they don't do fractions in this world because they don't. All right, so here we go. Let's see, what's our length? 140 spacebar 1.3. And it's going to convert it to some funky number, which you don't care about. And then we're going to go north. That's right. And then we have what? 8 degrees and 30 minutes. 8 space 30. And that would be an east. And so east is good. Double check it. Again, this is going to change a little bit because Revit's converting it to what the default, number is there. We'll fix that later on. But this is correct. 140 feet and change, basically. That looks good. I'm going to go insert. And we're going to go to the next one. This is the one on the top now, and it says due east. Well, remember we talked about due east, right? Well, we don't really have a due east on here. And then I have what, 92 feet, 9.6 inches. Well, I know the 92 feet, 92 spacebar, 9.6. And then I have due east. Well, if I'm going due east, that means I'm going north 90 degrees east. Does that make sense? Because I'm going all the way from north, 10 degrees, 20 degrees, 30 degrees, 40 degrees, 50 degrees, all the way to 90 degrees, right? And then east. And so that would be going due east. Kind of like, call it like horizontal, right? That looks pretty good. And we will insert. And let's go to the next one. This is going to slanty one there. So I have what? South 36 degrees, 0 minutes. So that's an easy one. East and then 89. So let's go ahead and do that. We got the 89, 89. And then space bar 2.9. Right. And then let's see. What do we have here? We have south. Watch this. South. South. And then let's see, what do I have here? I have 36 degrees and I have east, right? You guys with me? Okay. South. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to insert. Nobody knows anything about it yet. And then we're going to come down here. We're going to say, well, okay, due south. So due south would be, let's see, we have 181. Space bar 6, right? Okay, and then we have what? Due south. Let's see, that would be, if I'm going due south, I'm going south 0 degrees east, right? Or west, or whichever we want to call it. If you're going 0 degrees, then you're going due south. Does that make sense? You're not rotating at all. Yep. Yes. Well, south 90 degrees. No, because then that would be going due west. Because 90, you're rotating counterclockwise. Yeah. Okay. And then due west. So let's see, insert. And what, 160? So this goes to just what you were bringing up there. So if I'm going due west, then I'm going south 90 degrees west, right? As I'm rotating around. Does that make sense? Southwest, I'm rotating and going due west. Now, y'all know I made a mistake, right? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. And I've got my beautiful site plan. And Revit's saying, you idiot, okay? Happens all the time because people give you wrong data. So what's your job? Your job is to go back and find out what happened because you made a mistake, or the person who gave you the information made a mistake. So it's really no big deal. Well, it can be a big deal, but let's go ahead and make it not a big deal. We're going to edit the table. And we're just going to go back and double check our numbers, right? So we're going to go back and let's start with the first one. You start with the first one and you just kind of look it over. Usually what will happen, watch me, is I'll have just give you a list of those coordinates, the civil engineer will, and then you put it in. And every once in a while, like every time, they give you like one wrong number, like they misplaces something. They put a south instead of a north or whatever it is. And then your thing comes out all wonky. And then you have to go back and just kind of, okay, where's the mistake? And sometimes you can just look at it and go, wait a minute, that can't be southwest because it'd be going this way and it shouldn't be doing that, right? And you can also just look at what order, where it kind of messed up, right? So I'm looking at this thing. Well, let's see. Let's get the first one. Does the first one look right? Yeah. Does the second one look right? Yeah. See, and then the third one, does it look right? And then the fourth one, does it look right? Ooh, so this must be the fourth one, right? So I'm going to go there and I'm going to look at it and go, what did I do wrong? Oh, I see what I did wrong. I put a north instead of a south, right? So you're going to go back in there and say, oh, that's what I did wrong. Okay, so there, and let's see what happens. Hit okay, and say, now does it look like it is supposed to look? It does, and that's what I'm looking for, folks. So it's massing in sight, property line. Enter by distances and bearing, and you're off and running. Okay, mine looks good, so I'm going to let you do it now.